Gavin, first competitive game of the season. What's your thoughts after that?
A wee bit disappointed, obviously. We've come back into the game a couple of times and we're disappointed to get beat on penalties, but it's a lottery when you go to the end. The boys put in a good shift, so we'll take the point and we'll move on and look forward to Saturday now.
You matched Motherwell for the whole of the game, really, didn't you?
I think it shows that how far the boys have come since the gaffer came in. I mean, I went out on loan the tail end of last season, but how well the group's evolved. So we are still learning. It is still early days. So we only played 3 pre-season games and that's the first game back, but it shows the quality that we've got and we're only going to get better from here.
2 goals and a penalty. You delighted with your own performance tonight?
Yeah, I would take it goals in any game, to be fair, but overall performance I was happy. I feel quite fit at the moment, considering that was my first 90 minutes, considering I didn't play 90 minutes in pre-season, but you kind of get an adrenaline rush once you get the goal goes in. It gives you that wee lift, but like I said, we're only going to get better from here and we're not going to be playing teams as high calibre as Motherwell every week, so we take the positives from it and we've still got a chance of progressing in the group, so we look forward to a tough game up at Elgin on Saturday and try and get the 3 points that will progress us from there.
This was technically the toughest game of the group, but you've matched them.
It was the same last season. I think the first game you kind of looked at the Annan game at home and thought, right, that'll be 3 points, and the St Johnstone game was the game where you thought it would be the toughest one, but in the end the boys got through. In the end, as long as you get the points in any order, it doesn't really matter, but there's definitely a lot of positives to take from that performance. I think the goals are poor that we've conceded, but we'll come in and we'll analyse them tomorrow, and like I said, we're only going to get better week on week, learning from the mistakes that we make and try to eradicate them. And then on the front foot, especially some of the first half, I had the header that was saved and we had the counter that was unlucky. We've shown good signs and shown that we can be a threat and keep it out at the same at the other end, so it's just a lot of positives to take. Yes, the cup's important, we want to progress, but we're looking forward to that first league game as well, and I think that's when we'll really be judged, basically.
You set a standard for yourselves now?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's replicated when you play against teams in the teams higher up. You kind of, as the underdog, you've got nothing to lose, so it gives you that wee bit of spark. But like you said, we've set a standard now, and it's about incorporating that every week. I know teams, it's a nice surface that we've got here now. Teams are going to come down to Palmerston and perhaps sit in. So it's about us breaking that down and showing the levels and the standard that we did tonight to go on and win games, basically.
I was going to talk about the surface. You played on the previous one. You've played on this one now. Night and day? This
is better. I spoke to Kev when we first came back for pre-season. We were down here one of the days. He was saying how much better it was from the first time. I think it was the last year I was here before I left, how much better it is from then. And that one was even good. So you don't want to make excuses, but like I said, last season the pitch wasn't great, but it's not great for the other team as well. So it's allowed for everyone. But yeah, the way the gaffer wants to play, definitely this will definitely help us. So we've got to use it to our advantage and we've got to enjoy it while we're here, basically.
You talked about going out on loan last season. Has that helped you? Are you mentally coming back as a better player?
I think I've definitely come back fitter. The gaffer asked me before the end of the season, when we came in for chats when the season finished, just to come back and fit, and I feel as if I've done that. So yes, last season wasn't good enough. Personally it wasn't good enough, but I think as a club it wasn't good enough. So it's done now, basically. There's no point in dwelling on that. It wasn't good enough, so we just move on, and the guys done well at the tail end of last season, and it's just about building from that. I don't feel I've got anything to prove, to be honest. I know that I'm good enough to play at this level and do well at this level, and it's just about me going out and doing that. It's up to me now, basically.
Have you come back with a different mentality though, is it?
I wouldn't say so, no. The gaffer asked me to go away and get fit, and I've went away and done that. I had a good time off, good time away with the family, but I did make sure that I'd done the work that was set aside for me, basically, and I feel that I've done a full pre-season, which I don't think I've done in the last 4 or 5 years, and for 4 or 5 seasons for one reason or the other, and it makes a night and day difference. I mean, I missed all the cup games last season and the first league game, whereas I've got 90 minutes there. Yes, I was blown a wee bit come the end of it, but that's expected at this stage of the season, so it's just trying to take them positives and building on it, basically. So we know we've got quality in the group. The guys narrowly missed out on the playoffs last year. I think it was too much to catch up on in the end from probably the bad start, but there's a lot of positives to take from that. It's a lot of positivity around the club at the moment, so we've just got to use that and keep building towards the season coming to a start.
You talked about going to Elgin on Saturday, another different challenge.
It'll be a different type of game, I think. Obviously, tighter pitch. I was up there with Stenhousemuir last season. It's a tight pitch. Hopefully the pitch is in a decent nick at this point. It was dry and bubbly when I was up there that time, so it'll make it hard for us. But like I said, it's like saying teams coming down here and perhaps sitting in. It'll maybe be a different story. It'll maybe be similar when we go up there, and it's about us finding solutions and ways to break them down and be a threat, whereas at the other end we need to keep the back door shut basically. But we'll come in and recover tomorrow, be off Thursday, and then we'll look forward to heading up there on Friday.